Good afternoon and welcome to Group A's final matches here on the Commentary Hub. I'm Russ Bennett and I'll be bringing you commentary on Ecuador against Senegal in Group A. We'll give you the team news for that one shortly, but let's go and find out what the team news is in that other Group A game. Oh, and the man who's going to be bringing you updates on that one throughout will be Paul James. Paul, what's the team news, my friend?
Hi Ross, how are you doing? Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, so the team news for the Netherlands, starting with them, they make two changes from their last game. Toon Koop Meyers is out, along with Steven Bergwijn. Martin de Roon and Memphis Depay are in. So the Netherlands line up like this, with Andreas Noppert in goal, Jurien Timber, Virgil van Dijk, the captain, Nathan Ake, Davy Klaassen, Martin de Roon, Dali Blint, Frankie de Jong, Denzel Dumfries, Cody Gakpo, and Memphis Depay make up the Dutch team. For Qatar, they are only made the one change despite being now already eliminated. Abdul Aziz Hatim comes in and Karim Boudiaf goes out, and they line up as follows, with Meshel Barsham in goal, Pedro Miguel, Abdel Karim Hassan, Homam Ahmed, Boulem Kuki, Ismail Mohammed, Abdul Aziz Hatam, Hassan Al Hayados, the captain, Asim Madibo, he scored the only goal so far, Akram Afif, Almeo's Ali. The officials are Bakri Gassamo from Gambia, Elvis Nupu from Cameroon, Mahmoud Abdul Rego from Egypt. Ma Ning is the fourth official from China, and the VAR officials are Redouan Jihad and Abdel Zouak from Morocco, Mokran Gouari, Julio Baskunain, and Zakli Sirala make up the army of officials in VAR. Qatar versus Netherlands. Back to you, Russ.
Thank you very much there, Paul James. Will be bringing you updates throughout the game between the Netherlands and Qatar this afternoon for our listeners' pleasure. I'm going to be bringing you the game between Ecuador and Senegal this afternoon, and that kicks off in round about 7 or so minutes time, and I can run you through the sides. In goal for Ecuador is Galindez. It's a back four for them of Caicedo, Torres, Inca, Estupinian. Guzaro in front of the back four with Franco and Caicedo push further forward than him, so it's a 4-3-3 for them. With Plata and Valencia either side of Estrada. As for Senegal, is Edouard Mendy in goal for them. Is a back four of Sablai, Koulibaly, Jacobs and Diallo, Cease and Guy in midfield. Pape Guy, that is, in front of the back four. Iliman and Jay of Sheffield United and Watford's Ismail Assar either side of Everton's Idrissa Gana Gueye. And Bouladia leads the line. The referee for this game is Clément Turpin from France. He is your match referee. Today's assistants is two assistants, or lines people as people like to call them nowadays, or what the world's called. It's Nicolas Danos and Cyril Gringor, both from France as well. Isman Kovacs from Romania is the fourth official. The reserve assistant is also from Romania. May our team. We've got two Frenchmen, one Italian, one Canadian, and another Italian in the VAR booth. The VAR referee in charge of them all is Frenchman Jerome Brissot. Assistant VAR is Benoit Milot, and offside VAR is Ciro Carbone from Italy. Drew Fisher is the support VAR from Canada, and the standby assistant video assistant referee is Alessandro Gelatini from Italy. The national anthems are just being played out as we get ready for this game. Should be a good match then. And hopefully we should have another good match later. We're waiting for kick-off in this game between Ecuador and Senegal as we're just about to go through the Senegalese national anthem. I can bring you that England are set to make 4 changes for their game against Wales this evening, which you can hear with Nicholas Jones, and Luke Turton will be alongside him for that one. And England are set to fetch in Phil Foden, Marcus Rashford, Jordan Henderson and Kyle Walker from the bench to play this evening. I'd be interested to see how that side will line up against the Netherlands, against Wales, one of the other in the all-home nation tie. Should England get through as group winners, they will, and based on current standings, which was last updated on the November the 27th, so just 2 days ago, England did play. If England won the group, they'd play Ecuador in the round of 16. In the quarterfinals, it'd either be France or Argentina. Semi-finals would be either Croatia, Japan, Portugal, or Switzerland. Should they get through? If England were to finish second, they'd face the Netherlands. Quarterfinals will be Poland or Australia. Semi-finals, Spain, Morocco, Brazil, or South Korea would stand in their way. So that could be one big task for England. Well, that's just some early team moves that we're hearing that Walker, Foden, and Rashford to earn their first starts of the World Cup, and Jordan Henderson will also earn a place in the lineup for England. Phil Foden will be starting his first ever match at the World Cup. Should those changes be confirmed a little bit later on, we should hopefully get the team news. Will be on, and the team for that one will be on air from 6:30 p.m. Nicholas Jones and Luke Turton on air from 6:30. And they'll be joined by Jack Essen to tell you all things from Iran against the United States of America. We're all set to go then in our featured game between Ecuador and Senegal as we just look at the teams again with Moses Caicedo in the Ecuadorian starting lineup, a booking away from missing the next game should Ecuador get through. Ismail Jacobs, Pathis, Adrissa Garnagay and Moula Dia are all one booking away from missing out of the starting of game if Senegal get through playing in the round of 16 ties. So we should be all set to go then very shortly. Just having a look at the teams once again. So as we get ready for kickoff, there's some Senegal fans all in a row with Senegal across their chest. Each one have got a letter spelling out the word Senegal. There's Enner Valencia who scored Ecuador's last 6 goals of the FIFA World Cup. And I'll be looking to add to that this afternoon. There is the Senegal players just going in a huddle just before kick-off. Ecuadorian players doing the same. Kalidou Koulibaly, the captain for Senegal today, just a Garnagay there of Everton. And there is the Ecuador side. And I should say Kalidou Koulibaly is the Senegalese captain rather than the captain for Ecuador. It's the final Group A game as we get ready for action. There is the Ecuador manager. There's the Senegal manager Alou Cisse, who has done well for them in this tournament. Got them into a good position to get through. should they get all 3 points. Today it'll be Ecuador that'll get us off and underway with Estrada kicking the ball all the way back. He's across to that far, ran and touchline and he's headed away. There is the number 19 Plata who gets it under control. Back to the centre back Torres. And across now it goes to Estepinian. Estepinian coming forward. It goes back from Estepinian into the path of the number 3 there. And Capian goes all the way back to his goalkeeper Galindez, who clear left-footed over towards the run of Ena Valencia down the left-hand side. And here comes Ecuador towards the edge of the penalty area, cleared away. And here comes Senegal now in possession of with the ball at left back is Jacobs, who will play the ball down the field, and good control there from Senegal, who just win themselves a throw-in, or free kick should I say, and they've played just over a minute. Is Ecuador 0, Senegal 0, as Kalidou Koulibaly plays it into Sabala, and now into the path of Iliman Ndiaye, who just gives possession away. As here comes Ecuador coming forward with Cruzeiro across to Ena Valencia, who takes it down well here. Just Ena Valencia, left hand side, and he wins his side of throwing. Should be a good game, this one. We'll keep you across the other game. We'll go across in round about 4 or so minutes time to get an early update on how proceedings are going over in the other game between Netherlands and Qatar. That score will be going across the bottom of your screen. If there is any goal updates, we will change that score line across the bottom of your screen. You can see who's doing updates on that one. The match that we're covering is on the big screen as well, Ecuador against Senegal, and that's with yours truly, Russ Vernon. But here is the Ecuador manager, Gustavo Alfaro, who's got his side in pole position to qualify in second place behind the Netherlands. The Netherlands could still go out. I worked out a bit earlier, but we'll soon wait and see if they can progress through today. As here comes Senegal with Diallo playing the ball down the left-hand channel. Here is Papagay in towards the penalty edge of the box. Shot coming in, and just wide from Adrissa Gay. And Adrissa Gay, the Everton man, with an early opportunity, but he just goes wide. Wonderful flick on and a lovely ball across. He broke for Adrissa Gay well, but he lay run a bit too much across, so he couldn't get the strike back where he wanted it. And back across goal there, Adrissa Gay. And the effort goes wide as we see those Senegalese fans inside the stadium just dancing along as the drums are being blasted and there's some songs singing by Senegal. And it's back it goes, cleared forward and down the right channel. And then Valencia come across from the left to try and get Senegal on the back foot even more. But there's a wonderful ball down the left-hand side for Senegal to chase onto, and a wonderful sliding challenge from Galindez, who had to come across there well to pull the ball out for a throw. You're listening to the other alternative commentary, the Commentary Hub. Don't forget you can keep up to date with all the action from the World Cup and World of Sport over on our Twitter feed. You can tweet us if you want to get involved on this one at Commentary Live 1. We've also got Paul James with us providing updates on the Netherlands against Ecuador. We'll get the opening exchanges shortly. We'll go across to around about a minute or so. It's time to get out the opening 5 or so minutes have gone in that game. We'll be keeping people across check on in that one as well. As here comes Pervis Estupinian of Brighton down the left hand side into Ena Valencia, and now back it goes into Incape, into the centre back, fellow centre back partner there, which was the ball forward from Felix Torres. But here comes Senegal on the table. After this table, go across to Portugal. The early exchanges on the game between Netherlands and Qatar is out for a throw though to Senegal. I think he's been given the way of as we bring you Ecuador against Senegal updates throughout the evening, throughout the afternoon from Qatar against the Netherlands as the ball is played all the way back to his own goalkeeper. And Kalidou Koulibaly almost got his club teammate as well as international teammate Edouard Mendy in a bit of bother there as the incident almost went out for corner. While the ball's just inside the Ecuadorian half, let's go across and check on how the opening exchanges in the opening 5 or so minutes have gone in Netherlands against Qatar. Paul James.
Thank you, Ross. Yeah, quite surprising early on. We had a first shot on goal by Qatar. Al Hayados found himself on the edge of the penalty area with a clear sight at goal. The shot was disappointing and it was struck straight at Nopert, who made a comfortable save. The Dutch have also had a chance with Dali Blint picking up on a rebound in the penalty area, forcing a save from Barsham in the Qatar goal. So we've had a couple of chances for both sides, Ross. Back to you.
Thank you, Paul. Still goals there in that game between Qatar, the Netherlands and Qatar. We'll keep you across that one throughout the afternoon as we see Senegal, Ecuador coming forward with Torres, the centre back, coming forward. It goes all the way back to their goalkeeper now, and Ecuador just having to settle for possession as the ball's put over the top, looking for an Valencia. It's cleared away by Senegal as now they're trying to come forward over on that far side. It remains Ecuador 0, Senegal 0. As we watch this game unfold, can one of these sides take the lead as they try and get forward and try and get out of the group? As the ball is played across to this near side and Sablé down the right hand side. It goes inside to Pathesis, and now he plays the ball down the flank. Is cleared away. Limiting Jai forward into Sablé. Towards a penalty. A bullet deep post shot just wide. Glorious opportunity. But the chance goes wide. So close there from Senegal to take the lead. Sablé played it through. Bullet is onside. He's dragged his shot wide. And how unlucky can he be? As that shot just drags wide. It remains Ecuador 0, Senegal 0. 8 minutes gone. And that was a big chance there for Senegal to try and take the lead. It remains Ecuador 0, Senegal 0. 8.5 minutes gone then as Ecuador with the goalkeeper from Galindez. Downfield to this left hand side as I look for and touchline as here comes now. And the Valencia coming through the middle. Kalidou Koulibaly cut it out well. But Ecuador still got possession. There's Moses Saedo has been brought down. And it's a free kick to Ecuador. Foul there by. I've just gone again of Everton on Brighton's Moses Saedo. Caicedo there. And now it's Enner Valencia to line up this free kick. It's right about centre, I would say around about 25, maybe 30 yards out of goal. It's Edouard Mendy just lining up his wall before this is taken. As here is just a little bit to the right of centre as I look from behind the plate, or as I look across left of centre, far right of centre. As Ecuador tie down that side, as Valencia draws a low one in towards the penalty area and he's just deflected away almost A goal in there, cleared away to the edge of the box. Could back out, and Valencia still shoots it again. He's still let into the arms of Edouard Mendy. Another big opportunity there. Remains Ecuador nil, Senegal nil, and that's another good opportunity there for Ecuador, the first real attempt in this game. It remains Ecuador nil, Senegal nil. It looks still 0-0 in the game between Netherlands and Qatar. The ball comes across the face of the goal for Miliman Njai, and that's just put behind by Presedo there to put behind for a corner to Senegal, and that's another good opportunity down this right side for Senegal. Eliminating Njai of Sheffield United drove the ball straight across the 6-yard box where they were looking for players to be running in. Everyone, if you're looking at watching football, you like those balls whipped across the face of the goal. That's what Eliminating Njai did. But no Kurgan Edvitas just going to takes the corner towards the penalty area, cleared away to the edge of the penalty area. Shot comes in and there's a shot blocked. There was Ismail Assar with the shot. Our white to just going to get. And just going to get will get the ball into the penalty area, cleared away at the near post by Ecuador, and it goes all the way through to Edouard Mendy. Remains Ecuador nil, Senegal nil. 11 minutes gone here. Let's see if there's been any further updates and further chances on the Netherlands against Qatar. Paul James.
Thank you, Russ. There has just been one additional chance, just as you joined us. Dali Blind got an more or less an off-target shot at the goalkeeper. It took a bit of a deflection on the way, right at the corner of the penalty area. Since you've been there was an effort just over the bar by Denzel Dumfries on 7 minutes. Just outside the penalty area, he attempted to curl it towards the top corner. It went over the crossbar. A rather worrying clash of heads between the two 17s, Deli Blint and Mohammed, but both parties appear to be okay. So still 0-0 here, Ross.
Thank you very much, Paul. Still 0-0 between the Netherlands and Qatar. As Iliman and Jai have just, of course, with Paul just scored an effort wide from the edge of the penalty area. It's always going wide and always rising from the Senegal and Sheffield United man. And Iliman and Jai, the player who's impressed in the championship this season for Sheffield United. And Paul Lickingbottom's side, and he's looked quite lively in his early exchanges in this game. It remains Ecuador nil, Senegal nil in Afi in the featured match in Group A. We've got more featured matches coming for another featured match this evening in Group B, and it's a big one. Wales against England. Join Nicholas Jones alongside Luke Turton for that one, and also join Jack Essen on that one as well as he guides you through Iran against USA updates in the game this evening. We'll come to we'll get about that. Probably get a little chat with Paul about those games at half time before the second half in our feature match gets underway. Ecuador nil, Senegal nil as the ball is played forward. Is cleared away by Senegal as Ecuador just have possession. There's a ball played around the corner by the number 70. Ball into us, and Valencia inside the penalty, cleared away, and he's just behind. Is it? No, he's claimed there well, and there's a decent effort over on that far side for a ball into the penalty area. It remains 0-0 as here comes Senegal down the right hand side with Illinam Njai. Custodian fielders Njai and holds up possession well into the path of Adrissa Ghana Gay into Pape Gay, should I say, out wide to the far side now, and it towards a penalty area. It goes from Ismail Assar. There was Pape Gay who put the ball in from that side. He did well to play it inside and then run out to that far, play out wide and then run back to go on a return pass from Ismail Assar. There did Pape Gay. It remains Ecuador nil, Senegal nil. Is still 0-0 between the Netherlands and Qatar. Will keep you across that one as this game unfolds as a ball forward from Galindez is cleared away by Cease, and now is a free kick to Senegal midway inside their own half as number 17 Pesedo tried to keep the move alive down that far side, and now here's Kalabou Koulibaly. into the midfield. Iliman Njai plays out wide, but loses possession and is out of play for a throw to Senegal, who just look to try and calm things down a few moments. 15 minutes gone here still. Ecuador nil, Senegal nil. We'll keep you across everything that happens in the game between the Netherlands and Qatar. It's still 0-0 in that one. Updates with Paul James throughout the afternoon. We'll get regular updates on that one for you. Around about 16 minutes gone in that one in that game, and around about 16 minutes or so minutes gone in this game as well. 15.5 minutes to be precise in our featured match between Ecuador and Senegal, and it's 0-0. This game is being played at the Khalifa International Stadium in Doha, and the game where Paul's watching is being played in the Al Bayat Stadium in Al Khor as well. 0-0 though in both our featured matches, as a ball is in towards the penalty of the far post. Ismail Assar is penalised for an handball as he tried to control it and fetch it down after a brilliant cross in from the right hand side. As the Senegal fans just dance and sing, and so do the Ecuadorians as well. It remains Ecuador 0, Senegal 0, 16 minutes gone. And both fans seem to be enjoying themselves. Just a little update on how the table stands with both games in 0-0. Netherlands had finished top, Ecuador had finished second, Senegal third, and Qatar bottom. Qatar would have their first point of the tournament as well. Netherlands and Ecuador would have 5. Senegal would have 4 points as well in the group, as the ball's on the right hand side looking for just a Ghana Gay, who wins his side a corner there and does really well to get forward. It's still 0-0 in both of our matches in Group A in the World Cup. We'll find out who the top 2 in this side will face this evening, and we'll let you know who's covering those games on our socials for the game, as we see Ecuador and Senegal still battling, and it's still 0-0. Can we get our opening goal of the game? Elena Manjai in around the penalty area, as to his Abu Diallo. There is the number 11, Papesis, and there's Kalidou Koulibaly in there too. And the Manjai is being closely watched by Pervis Estrapinian, as this corner is whipped in by the number 17, by the number 18, there, 14, there should I say, Jacobs. Whereas now, here comes Ecuador over on that far side, and there's a lovely one down the far side, the right. And they try and play the ball inside. There's number 8, Rosero, and he's cleared. And Senegal just get back to clear away and win a free kick. 18 minutes gone, remains goalless between Ecuador and Senegal. 18.5 minutes gone. Ecuador 0, Senegal 0 in the World Cup Group A final match of the tournament. Of the group stage for Group A. Can one of these sides get that all-important win today and get into the next round? As the ball is over on that far side and it's cleared away. There's a foul in there as well by Ismail Assar on Placido. Just a clash of knees then. There wasn't a foul in that for me. 90 minutes gone, it remains 0-0. While they've got Placido's down and requiring a bit of treatment, let's go and check on how the game is going in the between Netherlands and Qatar. Paul James is your man for that one.
Hi, Ross. Yes, Netherlands have had a couple of opportunities since you were last here. Memphis Depay found himself just inside the penalty area and blazed a shot over the crossbar on the volley. Netherlands have had 2 corners. The first one didn't come to much. The second one was a header wide from Klaassen from 6 yards out. Qatar are under pressure right now. They're not really creating much. And apart from that one shot on goal, have had nothing. But neither goalkeeper has been forced into any major saves. Still 0-0 near us.
Still 0-0 between the Netherlands and Qatar, who will come out on top in that one. Sounds like the Netherlands are on top in the last, been on top in the past few minutes, as well as the Angelo Presedo has been given some treatment. The referee appears to have just stopped his watch there for a minute, just until that incident happens. And it was just a clash of knees, really, which caused the issue to Angelo Presedo, who is down quite a bit and receiving a bit of treatment. Now back up. Can he walk? We'll have to wait and see. Don't forget, two more games to be played later. England, Wales, England, with Nicholas Jones and Luke Turton to guide you through that one. And the Iran USA game will be updates will be brought to you by Jack Etten this evening. The team will be on air from 6:30 p.m. this evening to guide you through that. Gamers, here is Ecuador in possession. 21 minutes gone. Remains 0-0 between these two sides as the ball is in forward towards the edge of the penalty, given away towards the edge of the box. Estrada's almost in, then is cleared away. Out for a throw in to Senegal as this to Ecuador, should I say. Senegal tried to defend. Remains 0-0 as we're just watching this game as a throw in is taken. Back into Torres. And now Nkape into the midfield area and back into Nkape once more. Here is Caicedo back to Nkape and back now to Galindez. Ecuador 0, Senegal 0. Keep you across. Ecuador, keep you across Netherlands and Qatar. See who gets through in this group. And then we'll see later who they face in the next round. Here is a lovely backfield flick by Caicedo to get Ecuador on the run down the far side. Is cleared away well there by Senegal as they will try and come forward in the ball over the top looking for Boulaye Diaz. Cleared away, remains Ecuador 0, Senegal 0. Senegal will come forward. The ball is out to this near side and Sablai down the line. It goes into the path of Boulaye Diaz. It remains Ecuador 0, Senegal 0, and now Pepe can't keep the ball forward, and Valencia try to get back to win the ball back. Bevis Estupiñán does win the ball back, and he plays it into Nkape. Now Nkape gets it back to Galindez, his goalkeeper, who lets the raw ball run across to his right foot, and then he wins possession well. It's cleared away, and he's up in the air, cleared away once more. And now Presedo is got beaten to the ball by Ismail Assar. Ismail Assar goes for goal, and Ismail Assar is just played just wide. A deflection on the way, according to the referee. Clement Turpin from France. Just have a look here. No foul there, and if for me, 50-50 challenge that. Ismail Assar going to the penalty area well, and his shot took it. I didn't think he took a deflection there. Well, that didn't take a deflection there for me. And the referee has got this one wrong. He's given Senegal a corner, which he has, and that was a corner there for me. We'll get the latest thoughts on. We'll get the ball in the minute on Netherlands Qatar in a moment as a shot comes in from the edge of the penalty area by Pepe Guy. Out wide to Jacobs. Jacobs lifts the ball in. Flicked on there by Abu Diallo. And it's through to the goalkeeper, Galindez, as he tries to come forward. Galindez finds Nkape, who will come up out of his own box, playing across front of his own box to Torres. Out wide there to Caicedo. Back into Torres and into Caicedo. Back now to Torres. Across to Nkape. Now back. It goes into Galindez. Ecuador nil, Senegal nil. If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary of your Limb of Alternative coverage, as we bring you the final match of Group A between Ecuador and Senegal, updates throughout the afternoon of Netherlands against Qatar. As the ball is played forward, ball down well there now. Here comes Perisic Stupinian. Out wide it goes as it's out for a throw into Ecuador. Perisic Stupinian will take care of Kalidou Koulibaly. For it to go out for a throw into Ecuador. And it remains Ecuador nil, Senegal nil. There has been another goal in the other game. We'll get across to Paul in a moment or so. We'll tell you all to tell us all about that one as Ecuador will try and come forward down this side. We'll go across to Paul in a second and we'll find out which side has got the opening goal of the game between the Netherlands and Qatar as Ecuador just attack over on that far side. His ball is played over on that far side. There's the number 19 player towards Estrada. Now Senegal will try and break and Senegal just win themselves a free kick inside the run-off. And while we wait for that free kick to be taken, let's go and find out which way the opening goal of the game in the other Group A match has gone. Paul James.
Well, no surprises, Ross. The Dutch take the lead. It was the ball just broke free about 25 yards out, which Cody Gakpo picked up the ball. He cut right across the edge of the penalty area and curled it away into Barshun's left-hand corner. And it's been coming, to be fair, Ross. The Dutch have had most of the possession, most of the chances. Although Qatar have had a couple of corners, one blazed over from Hassan. But the goal has been coming, and it's Cody Gakpo who adds to his account here in Qatar. Netherlands 1, Qatar 0. 27 minutes gone.
Thank you very much there, Paul. Cody Gakpo with another goal of this World Cup. He's going to add more money to his price tag that PSV won for him if he is to leave them in January. A lot of talk. Now he could be on his way to the Premier League. Leeds trying to sign him in the summer. But it looks as though Manchester United may be getting into sign him in January should a deal be reached with PSV Eindhoven. And it probably would make sense for him to join Manchester United with Cristiano Ronaldo on the way out. Or should I say Ronaldo now left. And there's a cross now to that far side as Ismaila Sarr plays a ball in towards the penalty and Iliman Ndiaye goes for goal and is a good save in the end by Galindez as a ball came in. And I'm just having a look at that as a shot came in. Then I'm just seeing that goal now from Cody Gakpo, and it was a fantastic finish, like Paul described. It was a good finish there as well. And from Cody Gakpo as the Netherlands took the lead against the home nations Qatar, which would mean Netherlands would win the group on 7 points. Ecuador would have 5 and come second. Senegal would finish third on 4 points, and Qatar would be bottom on 0 points. Wonder if Qatar could get back into that game. We'll keep a check on that one with you, for you, with Paul James throughout the afternoon. Make sure you do keep it across the games with us. Games like this throughout the tournament for the final group games. We'll be like this for the final round of group matches. Wales, England, the main choice from Group B. Updates from Iran against USA. Later with Jack Essen, Nicholas Jones and Luke Tatum will be on commentary duty for the game between Wales and England, with England looking to cause quite and go through. Wales, if they are to go through, would need to win by 4 goals. And I'm not sure I can see Wales doing that. I was speaking to a friend of mine last night who's Welsh, and he believes England's going to beat them quite comfortably. He reckons it's going to be a comfortable England win this evening, and he thinks Wales will not be getting through to the round of 16, which would blow my prediction out of the water in the prediction show, which you can hear on the channel. It was on Saturday the 19th of November, so 10 days ago that preview show was done. And some great guests were on that as well. Paul James was one of them, Mike Orderman was another, Nicholas Jones and Luke Turton were another two you'll be able to later from. Jack Kessler will be able to hear later from. He was also on it as well. And if you're an avid listener of the commentary when we were back, when we first started out, you may remember the voice of John Kane. He was on there as well, along with Martin Diaz and a few others. So go and check out that preview, see what people predicted for England and Wales and how they think how far they think both of those could get through the tournament. Can both can still get through if I remember the permutations correctly. As here come Ecuador in possession as we try and get the ball forward over on this near side. It's a ball down the line into Estupinian, and now Estupinian does really, really well to play well. It's Ecuador with that bit more possession at the moment, but Senegal have had some good opportunities. We'll go and check on the Qatar game shortly. Netherlands won, Qatar none. That's time I was with Paul James. We'll let you know if there's been any further developments when we can. Here is Pervis Estupinian. Inside it goes well to Caicedo. And Caicedo trying to pick out Estupinian as the two brighter men try to combine down the left-hand side for Ecuador. But Sablé just defends well, and there was Bouladia to win his. Thought he won his side of throwing and added as well for initially, but here comes Ecuador as the ball's into this left-hand channel for Valencia to try and get to. And Valencia is fouled. Is it a free kick or is it a throw-in? With Kalidou Koulibaly who committed that challenge on him, and I think he may have just been given a throw-in. Yes, he will have, because Kalidou Koulibaly got the ball there. Good defending from the side as Ecuador try to get forward down that far side. Hi there to my friend Tom Wood. Hopefully you're doing okay, Tom. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's Ecuador 0, Senegal 0, mate. If you're just tuning in, you'll be able to hear from Paul James throughout the afternoon as we get updates on Netherlands against Qatar. As Ecuador win a throw over on the far side. He's played back into Felix Torres. And it goes all the way back to Galindez and now into Nkape. Can Ecuador find the breakthrough and progress in second? They are doing at the moment with this point. If Senegal were to win by a goal, then Senegal could potentially go through in second, and Ecuador would go out. And if the Netherlands were to concede, and then Senegal could still go through with a win. So it'll be interesting to see how the final outcome of this group will be with the England game later. I'm doing good, thank you, Tom. Tom is a good friend of mine listening in while he's playing FM23. Hopefully you're having a good time playing that, my friend. As here is Senegal coming forward down the far side as the ball is played forward Over on that far side as here comes Senegal now. Chip the ball in towards the penalty area as Bouladir tried to go on the end of that, but out comes the goalkeeper Galindez to claim well. With 10 minutes to go in half match, it's still Ecuador nil, Senegal nil. Senegal having a few decent chances. Ecuador 2, as that ball was claimed there by Galindez. And while we've got final 10 minutes of our game, let's see how, in a moment, we'll see how the final 10 minutes are looking in the game between Netherlands and Qatar as Kalidou Koulibaly wins inside a free kick, which is taken quickly. Let's have a quick update on how the final 10 minutes is looking in the other Group A game between Netherlands and Qatar. Paul James.
Thank you, Ross. The Netherlands have taken their foot off the gas a little bit, and in the last sort of 10 minutes or so since the goal, it has been Qatar who have had most of the possession. They haven't made much of it, only one shot on goal from the edge of the box from Mohamed, right down the throat of Laporte. But they have had most of the possession. They've pressed forward, but they've been shut down with relative ease by the Dutch. So with 36 minutes gone, it's still Netherlands 1, Qatar 0.
Thank you very much there, Paul James. Still Netherlands 1, Qatar 0 in the other Group A game. Still 0-0 here as Senegal just won a free kick over on that far side. On this near side, should I say, is going to be whipped in, is it? By the number 14, Jacobs. And it flicked on and just over the bar there. It was the number 11, I think, who got on the end of this one. Sisu just couldn't direct his header down. It was, but his header couldn't be kept down and is behind for that goal kick. As here comes Senegal again over on that far side is Pape Gueye. Now he goes back to that far side and Diallo just gets the ball forward. Gueye once more over on that far side. Infield to Ismail Assar. Ismail Assar does well to hold up the play. And can't pick out Garner Gueye. And now, is that a bad challenge there? Not according to the referee. And Limon Njai on this near side. Good close control. Limon Njai plays it one inside the field. It was a penalty. It's a blind there and it's cleared away the near post by Ecuador through Felix Torres. And that was a good bit of play over on that far side as Ismail Assar will give it to Just Garner Gueye. Back to Just Garner Gueye now to deliver a cross in. And Galindez just claims it at the near post. And it's Ecuador 0, Senegal 0. If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary, 1-0 Netherlands thanks to Cody Gakpo's goal on 26 minutes. What's the difference? Oh, is the difference in the other Group A game is a play down for Ecuador here. Trying to work out which one it is. It is Moses Caicedo, and he went down after just getting caught late by Ismail Assar, but Ismail Assar did win the ball first before just catching him late. And it remains Ecuador 0, Senegal 0 as the physios are on for Moses Caicedo. As here is the Ecuadorian manager Gustavo Alfaro just watching on, just having a chat to Pervis Estupiñán to give him a bit of tactics. His Brighton colleague Moses Caicedo is down injured, getting a bit of treatment as we see the Senegalese fans just dancing again. They've loved to dance of the Senegalese in this game as we come up towards half time. And about 5 minutes to go until the half time until the allotted 45 minutes is up, and then we'll see how many minutes is added on. Is Ecuador 0, Senegal 0, 39 and just over 39 and a half minutes gone. As Alou Cisse just having a chat to his players. 2 attempts for Ecuador, none on target, 10 for Senegal with 3 on target so far. So Senegal with the best chances on target as the ball is played back to the goalkeepers. Ecuador had possession when the stoppage in play was called, as is Moses Caicedo back on the field of play. Good luck with your lead save, Tom. You'll have to update me on how you get on with that a bit later on, my friend. We'll probably have a chat after the England game this evening as we're into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Ecuador 0, Senegal 0. And it's cleared away, but there's offside flag. He's up there against Bouladia, who just shakes hand of Felix Torres. It still remains 0-0 here between Ecuador and Senegal. And Senegal, the better of the team, better of the chances as well. But it's still Ecuador 0, Senegal 0 in this game. As here is a bad challenge by Precedo and a free kick to Senegal. There was a foul on Pape Gay, I think it was, who's now back to his feet. Current standings in Group A sees Netherlands top on 7 points. Ecuador in fifth as the penalty has been awarded. Senegal have got a penalty. And Capi was the man who was penalised for a foul on Ismail Assar. The Ecuadorians are saying there was an handball involved. As we watch this again, Ismail Assar. They said it was a shoulder charge. And I'm not sure it was, you know. The ball has gone. And that's a penalty for me. We'll, in this game, we'll see how this incident plays out, see whether it is a penalty. But for me, this penalty should be standing. And we are away to see if there's going to be a VAR review here to check if there is a penalty to be given. I think the penalty has been given. Elimin Njai will take it. I think I've just seen come on tip mouth to the place is still being checked. As he tells him to go to he's checked it. The penalty does stand. And it's going to be Ismail Assar of Watford to take. Looked as though Elimin Njai was going to take it originally, but he's given the responsibilities to Watford's Ismail Assar. Can Ecuador fall behind here? As Senegal, who, if they score here, will go up into second in the group and be heading through with the Netherlands. We're almost on 44 minutes gone. It's Ecuador 0, Senegal 0. Ismail Assar with a chance to open the scoring from the penalty spot for Senegal. Can he do it? Ismail Assar steps up. Right-footed and slots it into the bottom corner. Senegal take the lead. The penalty decision was always going to be given. It was always a great call. And Senegal are in the lead. Excuse me. Ismail Assar with the goal from the penalty spot. He stepped up, put it to the bottom right hand corner. The keeper couldn't get there. The keeper just knelt down and couldn't move across to save it. And Senegal have taken the lead. It was a cool, calm, collective penalty from Watford's Ismail Assar, who opens the scoring. He put it to the left. Goalkeeper just went down on his knees, Galindez, and he couldn't save it. And Senegal take the lead. And that means, as it stands in the groups, Senegal will be going through with the Netherlands, thanks to Ismail Assar's penalty. Just before half time, it's 11th goal for Senegal, and it's first at the FIFA World Cup. And that's a good penalty there, as we've got 3 minutes of stoppage time in the game between the Netherlands and Qatar. We just need to stoppage time in this one now. We'll go across. We'll let you know how many minutes of stoppage time we'll get. In a moment, we have got 6 additional minutes of added on time in this game. We'll keep you across the closing stages of this game, and that was a definite penalty for me. And Nicholas Jones is on. He's going to be on later as well for England game against Wales, and he says superb from the lines of Duranga. Who needs Sadio Mane anyway? Yes, who needs Sadio Mane? Nicholas, good afternoon to you, my friend. Hopefully, you're looking forward to your game this evening. As it stands, is the Netherlands and Senegal that will be going through to the round of 16, and as it stands in Group B, it'll be England against Senegal going into England's game later as the ball's in towards the penalty. Goes to Iliman J. Iliman J shoots! Takes a deflection and goes wide. Iliman J of Sheffield United going close. And so unlucky, Iliman J. A shot came in well, but the bodies of Ecuador got in the way to prevent it from being 2-0 and prevent the Sheffield United man from opening the scoring. It's Ecuador. Nelson the goal one as Idrissa Gana Gueye takes a corner into the penalty, cleared away again. And out for a throw this time to Senegal. We'll go across to Paul James in a moment to find out how many, the first half's been like at half time in our game. So we'll go across to Paul as soon as it's at half time. We've played just over 200 minutes of the first half injury time. It's Ecuador 0, Senegal 1, Ismail Assar from the penalty spot. And Ecuador will try and come forward, try and see how this, keep it 1-0. And Valencia's just gone down off the ball there. And there's a fight about to go off. Here is there. Someone Turpin sorting it out. Eshapinian is trying to sort things out. And it was Saluf Sabali was involved there. The referee wants to try and sort this out. He's got the officials, the assistant there with him as well. As we'll try and sort out what's happening here. And he's having a word with the Jai saying, do not run away from me. As we just look at what's happened here again. And Valencia pushes him. And he kicks out at Valencia. The half-time whistle has gone in the game between Netherlands and Qatar. I believe it's still 1-0 to the Netherlands in that game. It is. We'll keep you across. And that incident there is just resolved in just a talking to from the referee and just the diffusion of the situation. And Valencia in there to try and get the ball back, and he commits a foul on Jacobs, who just has a bit of a laugh with Valencia there. Good to see the two players being able to have a laugh. We'll go across to Paul James in about a couple of minutes or so, maybe a little bit more due to that incident a few minutes ago, which put an end to that bit of incident there. We'll try and get the thoughts of Nicholas on of that game shortly. We'll keep you Across that game as the ball's into us. The million giant side of the penalty. The million giant on the right hand side of the box. Puts the ball back to Sablai, who puts the ball in. And he goes across and out for a throw. And we've got a minute left of the first half stoppage time that was indicated. And remains Ecuador 0, Senegal 1. Ball thrown down the line. It's headed away as here comes Senegal in possession. Is over on that far side. There's a man down for Senegal who try and continue. He goes out of play for a goal kick. And it's Ishmael Assar who's down injured. As Gonzalo Plata tried to help him up, he got caught by the back of Franco. Did Ishmael Assar on his leg, and he stays down. He's now back up as we come towards the end of the added 6. And the referee will look at his watch in a moment, will he? The referee's got whistles in his lips. And there is the half-time whistle in our featured match. A late penalty from Ishmael Assar has given Senegal the lead and put them in pole position to qualify in second spot. The Netherlands are still leading. Last time we heard from Paul James at 1-0 against Qatar. The half-time whistle went there as well. Half-time in this one. Senegal with the better of the chances and deserving the total lead from Ishmael Assar's penalty just before the break is Ecuador 0, Senegal 1 at half-time in our match. Let's find out about the entire first half and who's been the better side in the Netherlands against Qatar. First half with half-time update. Paul James.
Thanks, Ross. Yes, half-time here. It's Netherlands 1, Qatar 0. And it has to be said that Netherlands has just been breezing through this first half. Early chances, though, did fall 1 for Al Haydoff from just outside the edge of the penalty area. Unfortunately, it was right at Noppert. And Dali Blind responded with a shot that was directed at Barsham, which he just managed to keep a hold of. Denzel Dumfries had an effort over the bar, and on 14 minutes, Memphis Depay got inside the 6-yard box and hit a volley over the crossbar as well. The goal came on 27 minutes. Cody Gakpo just pulled away, picked up a loose ball and just pulled across the edge of the penalty area before curling it away into the bottom left-hand corner of Barsham. Since then, the Netherlands didn't really create a whole lot. Qatar had most of the ball. They did have a shot on goal from the edge of the box from Mohamed on 28 minutes. And the Netherlands rounded out the half with a couple of shots on goal. One from inside the box by Cody Gakpo that was shot over. The offside flag came up for that. But from 24 yards out, an effort by Memphis Depay was also just wide of the target. So it's half-time here, Ross. It's Netherlands 1, Qatar 0. No surprises here.
Thank you very much then to Paul James. No surprises in our other game as Netherlands lead by a goal to nil against Qatar, as in that one, and Ecuador are trailing by a goal to nil in this one. We'll be back in around about 50 minutes for updates on the Netherlands-Qatar game and the commentary on Ecuador against Senegal. But at the break, Ecuador 0, Senegal 1 is the Netherlands 1, Qatar 0 in the other Group A match. Join us again in around about 50 minutes' time. Welcome back to the second half coverage of Ecuador against Senegal. I can tell you the second half between Qatar and the Netherlands is underway, and we'll keep you across that one. We'll get the early exchanges in a couple of minutes or so from Paul James while we wait the second half of our game to get underway, which will be, I would imagine, not too far away from that, as the players just back out onto the field of play ahead of the second half. As we get ready for the second half to get underway for you. In the second half, as we look, looks like there's no changes to either side. Here I've been told there's no changes to either side in the game which Paul James is watching for us, and we'll go back across to Paul James in a minute or so. To get the update on the opening exchange of the second half as Khalidou Koulibaly comes out of defence and fetches it over on that far side for Senegal as they try and play the ball forward down their right hand side. Look for Iliman and Jai, who can't get there, and he runs out for a goal kick. We'll run you through the two sides again in just Italy to remind you of the two sides as we go through the Ecuadorian side. Here is Galindez in goal, Placido, Torres, Incape, and Echepinian. Sarmiento Cifuentes is come on in midfield with Frank with Caicedo, and then up front is Plata, Estrada, and Valencia. Seguzo and Franco has gone off at the break for Ecuador, so we'll keep you across that one in the second half. It didn't look like there were no changes at first, but we have got changes to tell you about at the break, as Ecuador have just won a free kick. Can they get a early equaliser in this second half as we watch the game unfold? As the ball is whipped towards the penalty area, cleared away at the near post. In the middle of the penalty area, should I say. Run you through the Senegal starting lineup again in a couple of minutes. Edouard Mendy is in goal, above of Sablai, Koulibaly, Jacobs, and Diallo. Diallo and Jacobs swapped positions, and is Njai, Idrissa Pape, Ismail Assar, and Dia leads the line. So there is the couple of changes, just a couple of changes in this game, and it came at half time for Ecuador as they try to get back in the side. It looked like there were no changes at first. Our monitors didn't pick up the changes until the teams came across the bottom of our monitors, so I could run you through the starting lineups, that's when I saw the changes had been made, but no changes else. Where in this game it still remains the same score line, which was 1-0 to Senegal, thanks to a late penalty from Ismail Assar. There's been another goal in the second half as a shot comes in from the edge of the penalty area by substitute Cifuentes. And which way has this one gone? Paul James can tell us. Paul.
Well, no surprise, Ross, and I really think that they've just about had it really now of Qatar. It's 2-0 to the Netherlands, And it started with a cross on the right-hand side that came over. Memphis Depay picked it up, cut inside, got the shot on goal. It was actually a good save by Bartram, but his rebound was spilled inside the 6-yard box, and there was Frankie de Jong to tap the ball into the empty net. Johnny on the spot. While we've been talking, Nathan Ake has been booked for a elbow. It actually looked quite bad that he could have easily have gone for that, but it is a booking. So all's happening here in the second half. Ross, it's Netherlands 2, Qatar 0.
Thank you very much to Paul James, who will guide you through updates throughout that game as we get a free kick to Ecuador here. Should be a good game. It's already been a good match. Ecuador, so in the second half, brighter than what they played the entire of the first as the ball over across to the far side, and there's a free kick to Senegal there. I think it's a free kick, or have they just given a throw in here? We'll have to wait to see. But it looked like a free kick was initially given. There was and it was a free kick, and it's out of play. Now it's a throw in deep inside the Ecuadorian off on the right hand side, as on their near left hand side as Senegal attack with Jacobs about to take the throw in. Ismail Assar looking to win the second balls as the ball was flicked on there by Wule Dia, who can't keep hold of the ball as it's still Ecuador 0, Senegal 1 as we watch this game. Can Senegal will their place in the round of 16 alongside the Netherlands? Because it looks like the Netherlands will be there now after leading by 2-0. We'll get the early thought, get some more updates throughout the afternoon from Paul James as we guide you through the action. It remains Ecuador 0, Senegal 1 as a free kick has been awarded to Senegal as they try and extend their advantage as the ball is out of play for a throw-in to Ecuador, which will be taken by Praicedo to the number 5 Cifuentes, who's come off of the bench at half-time. One of the two changes made by Ecuador in that first half. I wonder how this game will end. Despite Senegal having a lot of possession, it has been a fairly decent watch, been a good game. Chances have been mainly from Senegal, I must say, but other than that, they've played absolutely fantastic of Ecuador as they try and come forward again. They've started the second half a bit brighter than what they ended the first, but they are trying to get in the game as the ball from Praicedo is just behind everyone inside the penalty area from an Ecuadorian persuasion. As we see Ecuador come forward in possession. Is over on that far side. We'll keep you updated with how the Dutch are getting on against Qatar in a moment or so. They kicked off just a few minutes ahead of us as we watch on in this game. It remains 1-0 to Senegal in our featured match. We'll keep you across the other games there to 57 minutes gone in the next game as it's out of play for a throw to Ecuador over on that far side, which Pervis Estepinian will come across to take. He's thrown in towards the penalty area, headed away there by Kalidou Koulibaly. He now breaks into the path of Moses Caicedo, but now it's with Qatar into a penalty area looking for the run of Enna Valencia, who couldn't be under control. We've played around about 50. We've played 54 minutes here in our game. They've played just a few minutes ahead of us in that game, about 3 minutes ahead of us. So around about the 57th minute mark. Let's see how the opening exchanges following that goal has gone. And let's head across to find out how Netherlands against Qatar getting on. And is it? And if it's still 2-0, Paul James is the man to tell us. Paul.
Yes, thanks, Ross. Still 2-0. The Netherlands have just kind of sat back again, very much similar to what they did after the first goal, and they're inviting Qatar forward. Now, at the moment, Qatar have had some possession since the goal, but they've not created anything. They look a little bit. They look like the final ball is. They're not careful of presenting the final ball into the box and the final ball to the forwards. The supply chain is being easily cut off by the Dutch. Now, having said that, it looks like there's a handball there by Cody Gakpo, but it appears as though the referee hasn't given it. I have to say, I'm somewhat surprised at that. So it is still Netherlands 2, Qatar 0. There's 58 minutes gone here.
Thank you very much there, Paul James. So still 2-0 to the Netherlands then. Can they hold on to their lead, which they're sitting back? So Paul seems to tell us. I wonder if that could come back to bite them on their backside. If Qatar can get a goal, they'll mean they'll have to come and try and get another one if they want to have that 2-goal buffer intact. Well, the Netherlands, as there is a ball to Sifatentus. Down the line it goes. As now, here comes Torres across to Nkape. Nkape now will keep hold of possession over on that far side. Is Ecuador just keeping a bit of the just keeping a lot of the ball at the moment. It remains Ecuador 0, Senegal 1. If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary hub, also the Netherlands are 2-0 up against Qatar, thanks to a goal in each half from Cody Gakpo and Frankie de Jong. Paul James with updates on that one throughout the afternoon. We'll go back across to him in about another 5 or so minutes time to see how that game is unfolding, see whether Qatar have managed to create any more opportunities since we were last with him, as it remains Ecuador 0, Senegal 1. As here comes Ecuador forward, is Nkape out to the far left-hand side, and there's the substitute Sarmiento. Sarmiento down the far left-hand side, plays the ball back inside to Caicedo. Out wide again to Enna to a ball into Rosebox, and then just wide in the end from Michael Estrada. And Michael Estrada tried to get in on the far side. Come in as Pervis Estepinian delivered a wonderful ball into the penalty area, but he couldn't direct his header on target. He headed it just wide in the end, did Michael Estrada, and it remains Ecuador 0, Senegal 1 in this game. Can Ecuador get through? And if they are still, they need at least a draw to get through against Senegal. They only need one goal to get through to Ecuador as they try and come forward in possession. The loser now, but he is being brought back for an earlier foul in middle of the park, foul on Gonzalo Plata, who is moved into the midfield following the substitutions at half time. We saw Cifuentes come on for Franco and Sarmiento come on for Gruzo. Plata has gone into the defensive midfield role, and Sarmiento is going to be further forward, but he's over on this near side as ball is out of play for a throw. It came off the number 14, Jacobs. Last, Presedo is getting ready to launch this throw into the penalty area. 58 and a bit minutes gone. It remains Ecuador 0, Senegal 1. If you're just tuning to us here on the commentary of your of alternative commentaries, the ball It was into the penalty and is cleared away. As now who will come out on top in this game? Gianni Infantino, the FIFA president, is at Ecuador against Senegal game this afternoon. I wonder if he'll try and get to one of the evening matches as well. Tom giving me an update on his FM save. Cheers for that update, Tom. If you want to see what Tom is doing in his FM23 save with Leeds United, just going to the chat, he's putting the updates in there for us to follow. Thank you for keeping us updated, Tom. As here is Pracedo committed that foul. As I was just checking that bit of information, it was on Ismail Assar again, and Ismail Assar has been in the woods a bit, being fouled quite a bit over down that side. I wonder if there's going to be any changes to the Senegal side in a few moments. They're yet to make a change in this one, but I'm wondering. But then again, I'm wondering why would they when they're leading in this game? It would make no sense whatsoever if they were to make a change very soon. But some I could see why they would potentially want to, as the ball into a penalty area for Senegal, trying to pick out Koulibaly or Diallo was up from the back. And now that ball is cleared back downfield and it goes straight into the hands of Galindez, who claimed it comfortably in the end. And now Ecuador are back in possession. It remains Ecuador 0, Senegal 1. If you're just tuning into his ear on the commentary, it's also Netherlands 2, Qatar 0. We'll head back across very shortly to Paul James to find out if there's been any further update in the game that we are watching. And what Paul is watching for us is around about 65 minutes gone in that other game between Netherlands and Qatar. And we'll see if there's been any other updates in a moment. We'll go across to Paul James in a second or so as the ball is with Cifuentes. Stanley right and side for them. As now here comes Ismail Assar down the left for Senegal. Inside as Cifuentes has committed a foul there and ball down Ismail Assar. Ismail Assar is saying how many more times am I going to get fouled without you penalising them, which I think is quite right to say, to be fair. He's been fouled quite a bit now, Ismail Assar, and Cifuentes' first one on him. But a couple of other his teammates have fouled him as well. There's going to be a substitution in a minute for Ecuador, I believe. I saw someone on the touchline getting ready to come on in a minute, but the free kick is going to be taken first for Senegal, as it's going to be Ismail Jacobs to take in towards the penalty area, cleared away towards the far post where Kalidou Koulibaly was over. There's Pape Gueye gets the ball back into the path there well, and now is back into defence. There's a man gone down for Ecuador following a challenge off the ball, and his Plateau went down with following a challenge off the ball there. Didn't quite see what's happened. Well, substitution, I think it's going to be made in a minute. It was a foul by Saliba there as he. It wasn't Saliba, it was just a gone again, I think he was. Yes, just a gone again, just stepped across and caught him in the face there with elbows. Here is the substitute for Ecuador, which Estrada has been replaced, which I've been surprised that he's done well, Estrada, and Ressa is the man who has come on for him. So it'd be interesting to see whether that means any Valencia will go through the middle now for this with this substitution. I wonder. Jokev Misaso has come on, the number 24. Be interesting to see if he does come on. And be interesting to see how the game unfolds. If you want to put this game on your TV while you're listening to us, I'll play in a 1 minute, which you can try and sync up our commentary with the TV pictures that you've got to keep you updated with the game. There's been some more updates. There's been a triple sub and a double sub in the other game. We'll go across the ball to get information on those. The ball is out of play for a throw to Senegal in line with the penalty area. We'll go across to get a further update in a minute or so on the Netherlands against Qatar, which remains 2-0. There's been a third goal there. We'll get the update on that one in a second. There's a free kick given for a foul on Kalidou Koulibaly. No, against Kalidou Koulibaly, should I say, after he fouled the Ecuadorian substitute. Let's see about the latest score in the game between the Netherlands and Qatar. Which way has it gone? Paul James can tell us. Paul.
Well, Ross, it's being checked by VAR right now. It was Steven Bergeron that got the pass across the penalty area to tap it into an empty net. But the referee has now gone over to the monitor for a potential handball against Cody Gakpo. And I have to be honest, Ross, this is probably going to get turned down because he blatantly controls it with his arm, in my opinion. I think the referee is going to disallow this goal in a moment. So you can see he puts his arm, his arm is by his side, but you can see he actually looks at the ball and it's on his arm. And indeed, the referee has disallowed this goal. And it's unfortunate for Bergeron because he's one of the Dutch substitutes I'm going to look at and I'm going to explain to you in a moment. But that goal will not stand. It remains Netherlands 2, Qatar 0. There's been a triple substitution by Qatar. Mabido, Ali, and Al Ayous are off. Montari, Boudiaf, and Ali Assad are on. The Dutch have responded in kind with a double substitution with Bergeron and Janssen on for Klaassen and Depay. But it's all going on here, Ross, but it is, in fact, still Netherlands 2, Qatar 0.
Thank you very much there, Paul, as Ecuador just had a free kick on the edge of the penalty area, which was whipped into the penalty area but headed behind by Boulardia for a corner kick to Ecuador on the near side as we get a corner to be taken, which will be taken by the number 19, Platata, who will take this corner in towards the penalty. Edge go up, and he's into the back post! And Ecuador have equalised! It's Moses Caicedo of Brighton and Hove Albion who's got the equaliser, which will send Ecuador into the round of 16. Ecuador do not deserve this. They've been second best for the majority of this game, and it would be harsh on Senegal if they were to go out on a draw because they've been the miles better side, and Ecuador have just pulled one back to equalise. There could be a potential offside check. VAR check for offside. In a moment, it has been given at the moment. We'll keep you close. We'll have a look in a minute. It looks as though it may be offside as this ball came in. We'll just have a look here. We're just going to have a look now. And there's a player on the line, and the goalkeeper's there too, and the man of the near put on the line as well. May just keep him on. Torres heads it down, and there's a man on the far side which was keeping him on as well. Could potentially be given. I'm not sure why this could be given as offside, but they might be checking for offside here. I'm hearing. But the goal is being given, and it's the third goal for Ecuador for Moses Caicedo, and a first at the World Cup. It's Ecuador 1, Senegal 1, and we're all square now. Moses Caicedo with the goal, which has leveled things up. It was a good header, in fact, good header actually, from the Brighton man. Took it really, really well. And it's 1-1 now. And Ecuador will be the team that goes through with the Netherlands with this scoreline as it is because of the equaliser, which sees Ecuador back up to second on 5 points. Senegal in third on 4 points. So they would be Ecuador finished 2 points off. And a goal now for Senegal, just as I was telling you about that. And it's Kalidou Koulibaly, the captain and Chelsea defender. He fired home a volley at the bar post after a free kick was headed back across goal. And Kalidou Koulibaly has put Senegal back into the lead. Wonderful goal from Senegal. It was only level for 2 minutes. And what a fantastic goal from Kalidou Koulibaly on the volley at the back post. And it's now Senegal who are going back through. And Ecuador are now going back out. What a final day drama this is in the group of Group A. It was headed back across by Cease. And there was Kalidou Koulibaly on the volley, back across goal. And into the far corner. The keeper had no chance. And Senegal have retaken the lead. And they are going, as it stands, through to the next round. Where they'll face either England or Wales in the round of 16. It could even be Iran or USA that could face whoever finishes England, Iran or USA or Wales who could finish top this evening. Netherlands are top. Senegal are back to second. And how quickly this game can change. And a game that we all love. Kalidou Koulibaly with the goal. As Senegal are now back into the lead. What a game. As there's a match, double plays down, there's a clash of heads gone down there. As I was telling you about the latest goal standings and latest league standings after this. And there's two play down from each side here. I'm just trying to work out who it is, and it looks as though Bamba Dieng, the striker wearing number 24, Senegal, will be about to come on here. Be interested to see who goes off for him as I'm wondering who potentially could come off. It could be Boule Dia who could go off. Here's Ishmael. Here's a free kick again, headed back across goal, and a fantastic header and a fantastic volley, should I say, from Kalidou Koulibaly to hit it back across goal and post Galindez to put Ecuador heading out and Senegal heading through. Let's find out how the latest is going on in the game in the other Group A game between Netherlands and Qatar. Last time we were with Paul James, a goal had just been disallowed, and it was still 2-0. There was some substitutions as well. Has anything really happened since the disallowed goal, Paul James?
No, not really, Ross. One deflected shot by Gapco, but it was comfortably turned aside by the goalkeeper and led to one of two Netherlands corners. Qatar are just on the break now, and they've just had a weak shot on goal by Akram Afif, but it was a comfortable save for no part. So we're on about 14 minutes left to go in this one, Ross. It's still Netherlands 2, Qatar 0.
Thank you very much, Paul James. We're about that's a so minutes time as well. In our game, we've got coming up. We've got just going around about 16 or so minutes to go in our game. There's going to be two doubles. Going to be a double change for for Senegal here is the two changes are going to be made. Is Papith Cis, the number 11, who's going to go off, and he's going to be replaced by Namplis Mendy. And eliminating Jai of Sheffield United, who's done well in this game, first start of this World Cup and first appearance of this World Cup. He has done well as Bamba Dieng comes on to replace him in the 74th minute, and be interested to see how Bamba Dieng does. You may remember Bamba Dieng was linked with a move to Leeds on transfer deadline day, but fell through, and then he opted to join a nonce in France, and then he failed a medical there, so that deal didn't go through either. So here is a story of a failed deadline day move. Bamba Dieng, but he has performed well in this World Cup for Senegal, who look like to be going through as things stand, with them leading by 2-1. Wonder if Bamba Dieng can get on the score trail today for his side, as here comes a ball over the top, cleared away by Pape Guy, and the ball it runs through to the goalkeeper Galindez, and now Ecuador will try and come forward from the back to try and create more goal scoring opportunities in this game. So it'd be interesting to see how this game unfolds. As the ball towards the penalty breaks for a shot on goal, stayed by the goalkeeper. It was Plato who had that shot on goal. And it was a decent effort, but one that they couldn't take advantage of there, and was so unlucky that they didn't score there, as Senegal will try and come forward now with the ball towards Ismail Assar on this left hand side. Will just get inside the penalty now. Ismail Assar goes down inside the penalty. Is it going to be another penalty? And he's going to be a corner instead. Thought it was going to be another penalty then for a moment for Senegal. But Ismail Assar this time doesn't get a penalty. He wins a corner instead, as we watch on. We'll get back across to Paul very shortly as we come towards the closing stages in his game that he's watching for us this afternoon. Great game that he is watching. We're out in the final 9 or so minutes in that one there. I can tell you still Netherlands 2, Qatar 0. As it is a throw into Senegal, who have got players coming forward. Ball into the penalty area towards Bamba Dieng, and it goes behind for a corner kick to Senegal. Can they get an equaliser to get the put them back in contention to go through as Group A runners up? But at the moment, Senegal is going through as Group A runners up behind the Netherlands, as the corner came in. He bounces on inside the penalty. Bevis Stupinan goes down. Ball back into the penalty, looking for Bamba Dieng. He's cleared up towards halfway by Senegal, and there's a man chasing after this all the way from his own half there, which I think looked like was Potato chased it all the way there. Couldn't get an end of it, as Papissi's trying to just Papagay trying to get hold of it, and is now back to his goalkeeper. Mendy to clear forward from Jacobs. Cleared away up towards halfway, and there's a challenging ball from Bamadian, which almost won. No foul given on Boulaye Dia. And now no foul given inside the middle of the park. And now Boulaye Dia is over on that far side. He is coming forward over on that far side. Does well to hold up the play. Spreading to the ball to this left hand side. And here is Ismail Assar. Ismail Assar running towards goal, but snapping back at him was Potato, who clears the ball away. And Ecuador can try and come forward if they can wear this well. It's into the substitute Resco out wide, and he gives the ball away. And here comes Senegal in possession. And the ball is forward there from Naples Mendy, who can get the ball forward again. Boulaye out wide up against Ancape. Boulaye takes it past him. Ancape gets back at it too. Keep the ball in playing. Stop it from going out for a corner. Estupinian helps him out and clears it back to him. And he's proud of play by Pape Gay for the throw into Ecuador. As Ecuador tries to come forward over on that far side. There's going to be another double change for the Dutch to tell you about in a moment. Hi, Mike. Hopefully you're doing okay, my friend. Says he's been listening on and off. Great work, guys. Cheers, Mike. Great work from me and Paul, it means. So thank you very much, my friend. We'll get back across to Paul in a moment, actually, because there's been a double sub for the Dutch. And see if it's still 2-0 as well. And here, of that double change for the Dutch in a second after we see this attack from Ecuador. The ball from Davis Estupinian. It's whipped into the penalty area. Cleared away at the back post there by Jacobs, who gets it up towards halfway, but back in possession of Ecuador, and is inside the middle of the park. And now they come again. It's ball played out to this right hand side, and it's worked well here by Ecuador down this right hand side, and Pesedo into Cifuentes, back into Torres, across to Incapes. Ecuador tried to build just inside the centre circle with Torres just over halfway, and he plays out towards our left hand side. No one can get out for a throw. Let's see about that double change and see if there's been any further action on goal in the game between Netherlands and Qatar. Paul James has the details. Paul.
Thanks, Russ. Yeah, the double substitution, just to go through that first, came with 8 minutes to go. Darun is off, and so is Cody Gapco. And he's been the player of the match for me, really. Coop Myers and Wout Weghorst are on. So we've got another triple substitution for Qatar. Dave, that says 6 substitution. Let me just double check this. I thought there was only 5 allowed. Oh, okay, sorry. Actually, it's Ismail Mohammed and Abdul Aziz Hatam that is coming off. Coming on is Musab Kida and Ahmed Al-Aladeen. So double substitute for Qatar as well. And chances really have been at a premium. Netherlands are really just game managing right now, sort of inviting Qatar forward. But Qatar just at the moment don't seem to have the firepower to break down this Dutch defence. So with 5 minutes left, Ross, it's Netherlands 2, Qatar 0.
Thank you very much, Paul. And just a few moments, Paul was just telling you about those chances in the double substitution. There was a chance from the edge of the penalty from Boulaye Dia, which just went wide of the left-hand post. It was a fantastic effort after he turned his man brilliantly. It was Incapio, he turned well on the edge of the penalty area and broke into the box, and then just had an effort just wide down at the other end. It was Ecuador have just won a corner. Ace 2 almost 83 minutes gone here, so just a couple of minutes behind about 2 or so minutes behind for the Dutch one. But there was no corner kick given in the end. It breaks now for Ishmael back to the goalkeeper then, which is Galindez from Torres. It's cleared up towards halfways, over halfway now, and he's headed forward by Koulibaly back to his goalkeeper, but no foul there as Enner Valencia went down. It looked like it was a foul to me as Edouard Mendy just has the ball. It was played forward. He heads the ball forward as the former West Ham man, and then he runs, tries to get through the gap, and it looks as though Kalidou Koulibaly just elbows him. but nothing given as the ball is over on this near side as we come down the line is Senegal in possession. Is it Drissa Gana Gay back into the centre back, and that's a good crossfield pass from Diallo across to his left back Sabali. Now, good bit of work into Koulibaly now. Naples Mendy gets the ball back, and Naples Mendy comes forward. Lovely ball from Naples Mendy down the far side. Sabali just keeps the ball in play. Lovely full work over there, but he gives the ball away. Moses Caicedo just help get the ball back for Ecuador. Can Ecuador get a goal, which will see them qualify as runners-up? They only need a draw to Ecuador, as they now make a substitution. Coming on is number 25, which is Jackson Pizarro. And Pizarro will look to try and cause a few problems down that right hand side. Because he has come on for the right back, Angelino Presedo. And I was a bit surprised by that substitution, really. Presedo has worked well down that far side, done really good football over on that far side, and he remains 2-1 to Senegal as that substitution has just been made. Then there's a free kick for a foul on Platata, and Ecuador have a free kick. Can they get a late equaliser to get back in the game? As Holland have made another sub, De Jong off for Taylor. It remains Netherlands 2, Qatar 0 in that game. We'll get back across to Paul James very short to find out if there's how many minutes of stoppage time there's going to be. Go across there after this free kick and 7 minutes of stoppage time there's going to be added on as we get ready to watch the end here. Or see if Paul's got any word on how many minutes he thinks is going to be added on, and then we'll let you know our play of the match when we return in a moment as our ball is headed out of plays a free kick to Senegal for a foul on Yusuf Sablai. 86 minutes gone in, still Ecuador 1, Senegal 2. Let's cross back to Paul for a final update before we get to full-time report shortly. And Paul, how many minutes to stop time in your game have you got? And is Qatar come like close to getting a consolation goal at all since we last review?
Hi, Ross. No word on the stoppage time yet. And of course, given the way that it's been in this World Cup, your guess is as good as mine. Really, there's not been much from Qatar, despite having a extended periods of possession. Pedro got a shot off target on 87 minutes. He had to strike it from about 30 yards out. They've just got a free kick now, and that's headed towards goal by Qatar's number 16. Just not quite sure who that is. Yes, it's Boulam Kouki got the header there, and it was sort of on target. But that's about as close as it's come. And they've just announced a stoppage time now. They've given 6 minutes, Ross. 6 minutes. Now, I'm not sure what the fourth official is thinking there. The fourth official is Ma Ning from China. It's given 6 minutes. This has been an ongoing, I don't blame him, this has been an ongoing feature of this World Cup. But there's no way 6 minutes is required. I mean, 1 minute, 2 minutes at maximum. This game has slowed the second half. But we're in stoppage time. We're in that 6 minutes now. It's still 0-0. Ross, back to you.
Thank you very much there, Paul James. And it means he's still 2-0 to Netherlands, not 0-0. There's a shot comes in from the edge of the penalty area from Senegal over on our far side. And it remains Ecuador 1, Senegal 2 as we're about to bring you our player of the match in our featured game. And the player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, Senegal's number 9, Boulaye Dia, who's had a fantastic game up front as the ball is cleared away by Kalidou Koulibaly as Ecuador try to come forward. Boulaye Dia's caused quite a few problems for Senegal over on that far side. Through the middle, and then now when it's going to be further out wide as that ball's into the penalty and is cleared away. Boulaye Dia back helping out doing a bit of defending now as Ecuador tried to push forward to get a equalising goal which would take them through and knock Senegal out of the competition. We've got around about a minute or so left before we go into our added on time. And therefore, your guess is as good as mine, listeners. Let us know what you think, how many minutes we're going to get in our game. There's not been that much. There's been a little bit of stoppages in our game, but not that much. To want to say 6, maybe or so minutes. But if there is something like that, it won't surprise me based on, like Paul said, how this tournament and the referees have been doing it in this tournament. As we watch a throw-in for Senegal to be taken shortly, I wonder if we will get a last-minute equaliser for Ecuador in a moment or so. But no, it looks as though Senegal are going to try and keep it down in the upper Ecuadorian half after they just won a throw-in, and they've got another throw-in now to be taken, and they're throwing it down the line, trying to keep possession inside that Ecuadorian half at the moment, where it's still Ecuador 1, Senegal 2. And I do not believe it, guys. I do not believe it. There was, Paul just said 6 minutes added on time in his game between the Netherlands and Qatar. And we have now got 6 minutes of stoppage time in my game, as well as Bamba Dieng tries to come forward. It's cleared away. Mike, you were so wrong on winning a prize, which I'll tell you your prize later, what your prize would have been. As I'll say, this is what you could have won. As a bowling it was a penalty cleared away, and there's a free kick to Senegal, foul on the edge of the penalty area on Ishmael Jacobs. And I've just heard that Holland have struck the woodwork. I think it's the ball they have struck. Let's see about that chance from Paul James. Paul.
Thanks, Ross. Well, it was the first real attack for quite a while for Holland. Steven Bergeron, who had his goal disallowed for offside earlier, the substitute, was causing a menace again. He cut inside on the corner of the penalty area, struck a beautiful curling shot. Absolutely beautiful it was. And it beat the goalkeeper all ends up, but lands smack onto the crossbar. Still 2-0 to Holland here. We are inside the last 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, Paul James. Looks as though Holland are going to be getting through as group winners, as they look like they're going to be beating Qatar by 2-0 in that game so far. And it remains Ecuador 1, Senegal 2, as we've played just over a minute of injury time in our game. And it's still 2-1 to Senegal. The Ecuador goalkeeper wanted to come forward there for this corner, but the referee, his manager said no, so he's got to stay back in case Senegal do a quick counter attack, which I don't blame Gustavo Alfaro for saying no. Obviously, they come towards his edge of his technical area to give out some instructions. As well, when he pushed that corner behind, it looked like he may have going on to the head of Caicedo, so he did the right thing in ending it behind. It's going to be a corner kick on that far side to be taken by Jaime Sarmiento. And can Ecuador conjure up a last minute equaliser, which would tear them through to the last 16? He's in towards the penalty, cleared away the near post. Comes out for a throw in, just in line with the penalty area, left hand side, as Ecuador try to get a equaliser here. They're going to throw the ball backwards instead of throwing it into the box there. And now going to try and put a cross into the box from Estopinian instead of back across by Torres. Cleared away now. Here comes Senegal for a chance to break. Beautiful round ball is being given as it by referee Clement Turpin. It has. And Ecuador have got a free kick just inside the Senegalese half as Bamba Dieng tried to break. It was the clearest handball that I've ever seen in a football match. And now here comes Ecuador to try and get a last minute equaliser. Can they do so? Not like that as a header from Kalidou Koulibaly is cleared away. We're into the final few minutes of this game. Less than 90 seconds to go. Can we get back an equaliser? Ball flared in, and the ball just goes wide over the post on the far post. Ecuador almost with an equaliser in the 94th minute. A ball was whipped in by the substitute Sarmiento and is headed just wide by Pozo, the fellow substitute. And he was so close to opening the scoring there. As Senegal make their final substitution, as our player of the match, Boulaye Dia, will come off, the number 9. And he has done well today, Boulaye Dia, caused quite a few problems in this game as Boulaye Dia just come off now as he because a few problems, no shots on target, as Pape Abou Cisse, the number 4, will come on. He's a midfielder who is Pape Abou Cisse, who could come and try and show over that midfield and defensive area to keep it tight for Senegal towards the end. Can Senegal just get a foothold of the ball inside the Ecuadorian half? It looks like Ecuador have got around about just over 30 seconds to go to try and get back on level terms here and knock out Senegal. As it stands, Senegal are going through with Holland in Group A, unless Ecuador gets an equalising goal in the last 20 seconds of this game. The ball is being played back. Here is Moses Caicedo close to the far side, and Nkiape coming forward from the back. He plays it into Plata. Plata delivers a ball into the penalty area. And is up there. And Nkiape tries to go for an overhead kick, and he kicks his defender in the face as a man down. And there is a full-time whistle. And Senegal all through. I think he's all over, is it? I'm not sure if he's all over, guys. I'm not sure if the whistle is gone. I saw the Senegalese manager run off in celebration, which made me think the full-time whistle was gone. I think the game's still being played. Edouard Mendy has got the ball in his hand. I think it's only going to be a matter of time before that whistle is blown. But the whistle there, I thought the full-time whistle is gone. As we played over the 6 minutes now, the full-time whistle will be going any second now. Alou Cisse is just telling his players to just get up and telling Edouard Mendy to just boots into the opposition half. And there is a full-time whistle this time. As soon as Edouard Mendy cleared it forward, the full-time whistle went, which sealed Senegal's place in the round of 16, where they'll take on the winner of Group B after the Netherlands finished top of Group A. A fantastic performance in the end by Senegal, and the deserved winners. The Ecuadorian players are down on their knees with their faces in the grass, crouching on their knees as well in tears. It was Senegal that progressed, winning by 2-1. Ismail Assar penalty just before half time, before Moses Caicedo equalised. And then just 2 minutes later, on 70 minutes, as Caicedo equalised on 68, Kalidou Koulibaly, the Senegalese captain, fired home the winner to book his side's place in the round of 16. Full time, and I'll come give you a full report on the game in a few moments. But it's finished Ecuador 1, Senegal 2. Let's get the full-time result and report from Holland against Qatar, or the Netherlands against Qatar, with your man, Paul James. Paul.
Thanks, Ross. Netherlands 2, Qatar 0. Comfortable victory in the end for Netherlands. They really didn't have to press too much in this game. In the second half, the early goal, of course, um, which gave them the 2-goal lead. But my goodness me, they really didn't have to get out of first gear, to be honest. The second goal came from a shot which the goalkeeper made a comfortable save on. Frankie de Jong was right there inside the 6-yard box to tap it in. Stephen Berge, who's came on as a substitute on the 65th minute, had a goal ruled out for offside. And of course, he struck the crossbar as well late on. Had that have gone in, Ross, we might have been privileged to have seen the best goal of the tournament. Ultimately, Qatar really created very little in the second half. Pedro had a shot off target, was about as close as they got. The Dutch topped the group. They're looking very, very good. I gave Cody Gakpo my man of the match. And I have to be honest with you, Russ, if he does sign for Manchester United, he's going to thrill the Manchester United fans at Old Trafford, that much is for sure. Full time here, it's Netherlands 2, Qatar 0. Back to you.
Thank you very much there, Paul James. So the Dutch are through as group winners. Senegal through in second in from Group A and booked their place in the round of 16 after victory today. We'll find out who they face later this evening. Make sure you join Nicholas Jones, Jack Essen, and Luke Turton for the coverage this afternoon. Jack Essen will be doing updates on Iran versus USA, while England against Wales against England will be watching with commentary from Nicholas Jones and Luke Turton this evening. But just before we go, I'm going to just ask Paul a couple of questions. And Paul, based on the performance of the Netherlands today, as the crowd have now left the stadiums, as we get towards the knockout stages now, Paul, and you've seen the Netherlands' performance today, how far do you think the Netherlands can go based on the performances that you've seen from them in this tournament, especially the performance today against Qatar?
Well, they're a threat, Ross. They're a very big threat. They've got the firepower. They've perhaps got a little bit of inexperience in the goalkeeping department. I think between their goalkeepers, I actually think they only have about 8 or 9 caps between all 3 goalkeepers. But as it stands, they are still, in my opinion, a very dangerous threat. They've got all the components they need. They've got a pretty decent defense. They're obviously extremely effective in the midfield with De Jong, Blind, Klaassen as well. They've got the firepower with Memphis Depay and Cody Gakpo. They've pretty much got the full package. But I do believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ross, I do believe they can run into Argentina in the quarterfinal. Am I correct on that?
I think they potentially could, Paul. Yes, I think they potentially could. Yes, my friend, I think so. I would have to check out that, but I think they could potentially do face them. Yes, I think you could be right with that one.
Well, that would be, in my opinion, where the show would end for Netherlands. I don't. I mean, looking at the Netherlands, they failed to qualify in the last. I think the last 2 World Cups. They've not really been a threat at all. And even in the European Championships, I don't believe they qualified for that either. So they've not been really on the top sort of stage of world football like they have been in the past. But they seem to be putting together a very young and dangerous squad. I expect them to do well in this World Cup.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. Absolutely, my friend. And we'll just touch upon England, Wales this evening. There was reports earlier, which I mentioned just before kick-off in our matches this evening, that England is set to make a few changes, 4 changes in fact, for the game this evening, with Phil Foden, Marcus Rashford, Jordan Henderson and Kyle Walker expected to come into the side. It looks as though the Southgate could go to a back 3 if he does fetch in Kyle Walker. Jordan Henderson is likely to replace. It looks as though it was likely to replace Jude Bellingham to start with. We looks like now Jude Bellingham will start as well for England with Jordan Henderson and Declan Rice in the midfield three, with Harry Kane set to continue up front, despite questions of his fitness and form. Do you think that's the right decision to keep Harry Kane in the starting lineup for England, especially with question marks over his fitness and form against USA coming into this one tonight against Wales?
Well, it's a tricky one because, yes, he has been a little bit off form, but we all know what Harry Kane is capable of. So I understand that perhaps why Gareth Southgate might want to risk it. They're not going to want to finish runners up in this group. So let's assume that for a moment that Wales stun England. They could end up being in second place in that, and that means that they will face the Netherlands in the next round. And I'm sorry, when I compare England and the Netherlands, there's only one winner, and it's not England. It's England's. They need to win today, I think, and they need to make sure that they finish in top spot in this group. And I think if they can, I think also as well for Gareth Southgate, for his own peace of mind, for the England players' peace of mind, so they're not booed off the pitch again. I believe that they need a comfortable victory to appease the fans and to let the rest of the world know that England is a contender.
Absolutely, Paul. Absolutely, my friend. So just before we do wrap up, I've got some comments in from Mike Ornament. He says, hopefully Foden gets some minutes. We desperately need him to get going. Yes, and I think that's the reason why Kyle Walker's going to be playing as well. Mike, he's not played for a bit for club, and if he wants to, and if he's going to play deeper in the tournament, should England get there, he'll be needing some minutes. So he'll probably play a part today. Wouldn't be surprised to see Cameron Phillips come off the bench for the same reason as Kyle Walker playing this evening to get some minutes for when should England get deeper in the tournament, not when. And I agree with what Mike said as well, that he says Kane won't be dropped because he's captain and only a few goals off the record. And I was looking at this with Harry Kane. He's got 51 goals for England. And I was looking as well, Paul. And when I was looking, Harry Kane hasn't yet scored a goal for England against Wales. I'm wondering, I think he might try and pull that right this evening. Should he start? He's got 51 goals for England, is Harry Kane. And the goals that he's scored for England in his 51, those 51 goals that he's scored for England have come against Lithuania, San Marino, Switzerland, Germany, Turkey, Scotland, France, Malta, Slovenia, Lithuania. So two against Lithuania so far. Nigeria, Tunisia, Panama, Colombia, Croatia, Czech Republic, Montenegro, Bulgaria, Kosovo, Czech Republic, Bulgaria, Montenegro, Kosovo, Albania, Poland, Germany, Ukraine, Denmark, Hungary, Andorra, Poland, Albania, San Marino, Switzerland, Germany, and Germany as England goals, 51 goals for the senior side. Do you think he could add one tonight if he plays well and England get the service to him? Do you think he could add one against Wales this evening?
Oh my goodness, Ross, your mind is like a computer when it comes to stats. That's very impressive, my friend. I love it. Yes, I think at any time Harry Kane is capable of scoring against any team. Is extremely talented and dangerous in front of goal. And if Wales are going to be successful tonight, they're going to have to keep him quiet, and that is a lot easier said than done.
Yes, and also about Harry Kane as well. This season he has got 12 goals for club and country. The goals he's got for country this season is against Germany in the Nations League back in September, and then the others he's got for tournament. He scored against Chelsea, Wolves, two against Forest. So if you're listening, Luke Turton, one against Fulham, one against Leicester. You got one against Jim. You got one against Arsenal. So if you're listening there, Mike, to remind you of that one. One against Brighton. Three against one against Frankfurt, should I say, in the win there. One against Everton and one against Newcastle. So be looking to his last score for club and country was on the 23rd of October. So over a month away since he last scored a goal this season, Harry Kane. So be looking to try and get back on that goal scoring trail if he is to try and win a the Golden Boot, which many people, not just people which some of the people on the podcast previous show predicted, but a lot of people in the world have predicted, in the world media have predicted as well. England, Harry Kane has played 75 times for the senior England side and has scored 51 goals in that time. He has scored 8 goals for the under 21s, which was 3 against San Marino, 1 against Lithuania, 1 against Moldova, 1 against Croatia, and 2 against France. His last goal for the under 21s was in 2014 before he made the step up to the senior level. So that's all me and Paul have got time for on this one this evening. And just while we just wrap up, Mike says, I think really should start to it. He says he loves Saka, but feel like we need Grealish to start tonight. He says he scored one, but Arsenal still won the game in that one. Yes, you're absolutely correct there, Mike. You did. But for me and Paul, thank you very much for listening as we leave you as Senegal beat Ecuador to qualify in second place after the Netherlands beat Qatar by 2-0. Big thank you for Paul for his updates, and a big thank you to everyone tuned in for our commentary as well this evening. Our mini England chat there regarding some the England bit of team news. Tune in from around about 6:30 for the build-up and the coverage of Wales against England, plus Iran against USA. From myself and Paul for now, thank you very much for listening until the rest of the team take over this evening. From all of the team here, good night. Or goodbye for now. Speak to you soon. Good afternoon. Have a good rest of your Tuesday. Goodbye for now.